So what's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am going to do a Beauty for Ashes read. Yes, I am. I'm going to do a Beauty for Ashes read. The yogis will be involved um, at some point. I also had a study that I did. I have a teaching. So I don't know if I'm going to... My plan was to do the read and the teaching together, but I have a feeling that they may be separate. I really do. But we'll see what's up. So Beauty for Ashes. Excuse me, the cards are over here because I have my books here because I was going to do the teaching. So let's look at my side cards and see what's up with Beauty for Ashes. A lot of people have been hurt out here in these streets because of love. It's love that has taken people down. Just period. But that's what people have allowed themselves to wild out about, go crazy over, kill for, disrespect for love. And it's not necessarily the love of a partner, it's the love of a parent. So many people have attached themselves to you, disrespected you, hated you, adored you, beat you down, all because of love. Period. And it's time now for you to seek a healthy love. It's time to seek a healthy love so that you can get your beauty for your ashes. Because depending on the type of love, if it's a parental love, then there is a pain. There is a process that needs to be gone through, because that's something that needs to be burned out of you. You have to go through Phoenix training. And I forgot the one is for the guy, the name for the guy. But you have to go through your Phoenix training in order to have that burned out of you. If you do not have parental love and it's hurting you, killing you, making you want to hurt others. So in order for your light to shine, you have to go through your Phoenix training. And that's something you have to want. But you can't be a shitty ass person. Sorry. Why would God give you relief and send you through his training to burn that out of you, to fulfill you with the proper, safe, healthy love, if you were a shitty ass person? Dear shitty people, stop asking for stuff. Word up. You're not getting it. God don't fail you. You're a shitty person. That's why you don't get anything. Right. You're a shitty person. That's why God gives you nothing. So stop asking him. He doesn't fail you. You're just a shitty person. Right. So the process that you must go through first is you have to let go of your fears, your inhibitions. You have to allow yourself to fully be taken over by God to go through this Phoenix training. I wish I remember the name of the mail. But to go through this burning of this burning. I just call it the burning. To go through the burning, right? You have to let go of everything. You have to let go of your fear of what other people think, right? You have to let go of your fear of what other people think in order to go through the burning, to remove the things within you that God says no. You ever seen something cauterized? Right, that's what needs to be done with you. Something, a body part was cut off, and now God needs to come in and burn it to stop the bleeding. Have you seen something soldered? Same difference, right? You're trying to put something together. When you solder, you're actually trying to put something together. So you're trying to reattach a piece, or you're trying to attach a new piece that actually does not belong to that thing, but you want them to be together. Well, guess what? When you want to attach yourself to God, when you want to be soldered to God, You have to go through his training. You don't get to just stick yourself to him, because you may be a piece that most times when you solder something together, it breaks right back off. Not too long after, right? So with God, yeah, you soldered on, but after that soldering, there needs to be some type of other coating put over to keep you there, to keep it together. Because a lot of times I done solder stuff together and it came right apart. So understand, for me, in my understanding, soldering is temporary. It's not something that stays permanently, right? Right. So you need another piece, another protection to go over that, right? Right. So you have to let go of everything and allow God to bring you to him. So he can solder you to see if you're going to stay or break off. Oh, it's going to stay? Well, now I'm going to put my other protection, Holy Ghost, over you. Correct. This is beauty for ashes. That is a biblical term. For those of you who are like, why is this about the Bible? Exactly, that's why. Then you have to go back to the basics of yourself, your core self, for this training. You have to take yourself to a time when you were innocent. You have to remember a time when you were innocent. You weren't making mistakes. You weren't malicious, ignorant, belligerent. You have to take your mind back to a time when you were calm, cool, collective, loving, respecting others, right? Respectful of others, right? Appreciative of life, period. Take yourself back to that innocent time period. And for a lot of you, it's probably when you was a kid or your early 20s, depending on your age. After that, you must wholeheartedly give yourself over to God for the process. Yes, God, I accept. You have to accept the process. Otherwise, how can he give you beauty for ashes? You have to accept it. God does not force himself on you. He does not, right? That's why I said I don't force anything on you guys. You have to come over here and look, right? You have to search and seek me out. God says, seek me while I may be found, right? God said, I don't come and throw myself at you. He said, what I do is tell you to seek me where I may be found. God said, look at this Song of Solomon. He said, they made love. Solomon didn't take anything from her. He made love to her because she allowed him to, right? A lot of you don't understand God in that way, so I won't continue. Because like I said, you put God on a pedestal. God says, I make love too, right? So, now, once you give yourself over to God wholeheartedly, because like he said, he don't take nothing. You have to give yourself to him willingly, wholeheartedly, in order to go through this. Because he knows who wants to go through this process and who's not going to go through this process. God says, I don't put you through anything. I don't tell you the tricks of my trade knowing that you're going to turn on me, right? So you have to make the decision wholeheartedly. So the third step is, okay, I give myself to God, but God says, even though you give yourself to me, I have to check you. I have to really look deep into your heart, into your soul, down to your bone marrow to make sure you really and truly will not turn on me. So then you go through that process of, will you turn on me? So God puts you through trials, small testings, to see if you will stick, not trials, but small testings to see if you will stick with the program. And if you stick with the program, then woo, it's going to be hard, right? It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. Believe me, believe you, and trust me, it's a very hard, very long process, right? Getting beauty for ashes. If you don't have the love of your parent and you need to get that out of you, depending on how you handled that growing up, it's a process. I handle stuff well, but when something is ingrained in me and needs to become out, it still takes me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years or so, depending on what it is, right? It still takes me at least 1 year to get rid of something, get something out of me, so I don't think about it any longer. I don't even want it to pop up once in a blue moon, right? So it takes a good year for something that has been ingrained in you to come out, depending on what the trauma is, what the degree of importance it is in your life, or what degree of havoc it caused in your life, right? So it takes me at least 1 year to deal with major things, to remove them out of me, the things that occurred from it. So, right, the ramifications, all that stuff, it takes a while. You don't just drop something. If you just dropped it, then you're phony, or you one of the people who don't have no feelings. Sociopath, right? Sociopath, right? So you need to check that out, right? If you can just drop stuff and never feel it, right? Okay, whatever, right? It's some other things going on with you, but it's cool. It happens, right? Beauty for ashes. So trust and believe it's a long process, depending on what it is that has to come out you. It's a long process. And you have to be active. This not something you sit back, chill, and it's going to come out. No, you have to be very active. Like I said, God puts you through testings to see if you will stick with the process. If you stick with the process, and He takes you through trials. Trial periods take a while. A test can take you what? Pop quiz, right? A test, pop quiz, test, and all that. It can take what? 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The test is short. Tests are short. Trials are long. Trials are long, right? So then He takes you through your trial, right? If you're going through tribulations, it's your own fault. You're doing the wrong thing, right? But if you're going through a trial, it's hard. It's a long process, but you can see improvement. You can see that it's helping. Then you're on the right path. Otherwise, you are on the wrong path if you're seeing tribulations. When God puts you through a test, through trials now, you pass your test to get the trial, right? So now you're in the trial. God said if you're going through tribulations, you're doing something wrong. But if you can feel this process, it hurts, but it's a squeeze, but it's helping you to move forward, and you're seeing progress. And God said that's us, that's me and you, right? We're doing the damn thing, we're doing it properly, right? So God says stick with me, because you're being active in your healing, and this is what it's supposed to feel like. It's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to burn. It's supposed to sting. It's supposed to make you look at yourself crazy. It's supposed to make you look at the people around you crazy. It's supposed to make you look back at yourself even crazier for being around these people that was crazy, right? And then that's when you say to yourself, I've had enough of myself. Because that's what you have to do. It's not the people you got to have enough of. You got to have enough of yourself and your crap. Because until you're tired of yourself, you won't continuously let these people back into your life. So when you get tired of yourself and the stuff that you're going through, the burn, it'll start coming out, right? Until you get tired of your own shit, ain't nothing coming out you, right? How do people get constipated? They hold it. They don't want to go, right? For the most part. Most people, when they do get constipated, it's because they don't feel like going right then and there, or they can't go right then and there, right? And then they do other things, and then, right, they get caught bound, even more bound, right? So God lets you know that this is not a fast process. The trial is slow. So the burning takes a while. And if it's something for like a love of a parent, trust me, it takes years and years, like 10, 15, 20 years, right? For you to get over the love of a parent. But you have to be active, right? You have to be active in that. Not a continual basis, but you just have to understand. Because a lot of times when you are angry at a parent, you have created all kinds of havoc in your life concerning other issues, right? You have brought people into your life and created havoc in their life and made your issues their issues, all because of you have an issue with the love of your parent, right? So you have to clear out, first of all of these tertiary issues that you created yourself because your issue was with your parent, right? So you put 1,000 issues in your life because you and your mother or you and your father weren't getting along or wasn't in your life, right? You didn't have the love of your parent. So you created 1,000 issues within your life, all behind one situation that you could have went and handled just by having a conversation with your mother or your father. And then guess what? You don't love me, you don't want me? Let me go to therapy, right? If that's what you needed to do. You don't love me, you don't want me? Alright, that's what it is. Move on with your life. You do love me, but there was circumstances. Well, let's talk about it. Right. How will you know if you don't ask? Right. So, the burn is necessary. And it's an active process. And you cannot get beauty for ashes if you are not active. right? All you're going to do for yourself is create more ugly in your life if you're not serious about cleaning up your life. And like I said, God don't take you through this process. See, let me tell you, when God starts taking you through these testings and you're not serious, oh buddy, you get stuck. You get stuck. And that's a rut. You got to get your own self out. God said, you asked me to take you through this testing. You wanted to go through this testing. You wanted this gift, this goal to be accomplished. I gave you one small test and you tripping and ain't even trying to finish that. I'm going to leave you here until you finish this test. And God never relieves you from a test. He leaves you right in whatever test he gave you that you did not finish. Right? Understand that. God do not let you get up and walk away from a test. Right? That piece of paper always going to stay there. You will never graduate until you take that test. Right? Right. You can't take chapter 11 test if you haven't did chapter 10 yet. God don't play that. Ooh, shit. Right. So, with the Yoki, trying to climb the ladder of other people back, ain't nothing coming to you. Right. You have to take this process and do it yourself. Nothing good will ever come to you unless you yourself are active in your own life and removing the things that, the solid waste. You must be active in removing the solid waste out of your own life. Right. You cannot allow yourself to be constipated with folks. You cannot allow people to get into your spirit and constipate you and keep you from moving forward and make you sick. Because constipation unchecked makes you sick. And if it come out your mouth, you know what that is coming out your mouth? Shit. And you will die. Right. You're on the verge of dying. Right. You only get one chance to take this burn test, this Phoenix test. Right. You only get one chance. And I forgot the mail. Right. I'm so terrible. Right. But I think I'm going to put it in the title. I'm going to look it up and put it in the title. So when, trust me, realization will hit your ass. Realization will hit your ass real hard and heavy. Because I got too much going on in my mind now. I'm starting to ramble and I don't like that. So you are constipating yourself. Do not allow yourself to get constipated spiritually, emotionally, or physically. Keep on moving. Keep on going forward because that's the only way that you will accomplish anything in life. Like I said, if you ask God to put you through something, to bring you out of something, he's going to put you through a test. And if you do not finish chapter 10, you ain't going to chapter 11. You're going to always be stuck at chapter 10 unless you're going backwards. And what you trying to take 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3. Why are you retaking those tests? Right. You already took them. You already passed them. That's why you got to 10. You got to take 10. You can't just go and take the 11th chapter test. You have to take chapter 10. But you don't want to take chapter 10 because chapter 10 is too hard. You didn't study for chapter 10. I mean, you just went through all those other chapters. And why you don't know chapter 10? Right. 10 is too hard. Right. A lot of people don't want to elevate to something better. They want to stay where they at. That's why a lot of people don't take chapter 10 test. They don't take the burn test. And they get stuck at chapter 10. What is the number 10? Something hard. You get stuck in a hard period. And if you're in a hard period in your life, it's because you asked God for something and then you didn't pass his test. You didn't even try to finish his test. You got up and walked away from the test because it was too hard. So you failed. So God said, nah, bring your butt back. I don't let nobody fail. The test is still sitting there. You just won't go to 11. You won't get nothing else. Right. I can't give you 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And you ain't take 10 yet. Right. How can I give you the test to graduate? You didn't even take the middle test yet. Adios.